Hey everybody, it's Kerry with our weekly look ahead for April 19th through the 25th. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit better. I don't have sunglasses on. My foot is not in a pool, but I am in the yoga studio today in between classes. So just looks like we have a kind of a different week ahead. Last week was intense. This week will still be intense. I think we're getting a little less raw pressure and more movement. We're getting negotiation, and we're getting a lot of karmic unfolding. So we're still intense, but it feels a little like we're armed with a little more intelligence and the ability to be more fluid, and as we go ahead and make really consequential actions this week. So today, this is today's chart. This is Saturday. I usually do these on Saturdays in between my my yoga classes. So we just had our new moon. This is really early Saturday morning. You can see the moon and Venus are in the latter part of Aries. So as Saturday unfolds and changes over to Sunday, we're going to have both moon and Venus moving out of Aries and into Taurus, which is a better place for both the moon and for Venus. So that's happening today. I'm going to go over the whole week first, and then I'm going to click us through the days one by one. So we're starting out with a waxing moon, and by Sunday, the first day of the week, we're going to have Moon and Venus move over to Taurus, leaving the Sun alone in Aries, which is the Sun's exaltation sign. That alone feels like it gives us a little bit more clarity. And so we've got that going for us this week for the most part. And the Venus going into Taurus, that's going to be from April 19th through May 14th. And that is Venus in its own sign, in a much more stable position than we've had Venus for a while. And I think that amplifies our ability to settle into relationship decisions and diplomacy and negotiations. So the other big thing of this week is this is the week we're having look up in the upper left-hand corner, the Mars, Mercury, Saturn toss-up, mash-up, really. And this is going to create, starting on Sunday the 19th, Mars is going to move up to Saturn, and that creates a planetary war between Mars and Saturn. Pretty much at the same time, Mercury's moving up. So we've got Mercury with Mars in a war, and then it shifts to Mercury and Saturn in a war. I mean, it just for 3 days. So the 19th, 20th, and then on the 21st, which is Tuesday, it will dissipate. So that's what we're starting this week off with, this big buildup of energy with this triple conjunction of Mercury, Mars, and Saturn. And they're kind of squishing all through the 14th degree of Pisces, which has to do with Uttara Bhadra Nakshatra, where Saturn really is standing. And this feels like a lot of knotted up energy, like very tight pushing. And then as Mercury and Mars flow past Saturn, to me it feels like a barricade kind of lifting up and returning the flow of power and transaction. As I'm saying those words, I feel like, wow, the Strait of Hormuz has been in the news quite a bit. So maybe that will be something. So check it out, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Let's see where we are all on Wednesday. Maybe that's the flow of power that I'm talking about. Okay, so then that flow's coming back. And then Wednesday, we kind of have a pivot. Waxing moon this whole week. But by Wednesday, the moon joins up with Jupiter in Gemini and Punarvasu specifically. Mercury and Mars will have moved past Saturn, and then they start moving out of Uttara Bhadra and into Revati. And that feels like more flowing. Like Revati is the very last slice of the zodiac. It's the last nakshatra. It's associated with Pushan. Pushan is a nourishing force that sort of leads and guides toward better times. And Mercury is associated itself with Revati. So it feels like if you felt stuck the last week or so, maybe this week around Wednesday, things start to pivot for you and move forward. What else? What else do I want to talk about overall? Okay, overall, yeah, it just seems a little more favorable in the sense of the moon, because last week we had a waning moon and then building up to the new moon. This week we're having a waxing moon the whole time. It's not having to go through the difficult territory of Rahu and Saturn. It's actually with Venus, and then it's with Jupiter, and then it gets into Cancer, its own sign. By the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, we could feel a little tightness with the moon moving through Cancer into Leo. There's that Gandanta point there, which always feels a little tight. And then by next Saturday, we've got the moon and K2 again together, which is, again, feeling like I'm going to find my way through this block, but it's not going to be easy. But that also breaks and shuts down our first pulse of the Kala Amrita yoga that we're having 3 or 4 of those this spring. And you can read my April forecast. I'll put a link to that here. And also I made a video about Kala Sarpa Yoga, Kala Amrita Yoga with chart examples. It's kind of, more of a teacher type of presentation. So I'll put a link to that also. If you want to find out more about that. Generally, it feels like those two combinations with all of the planets on one side of the nodal axis feel very karmic and feel like times when we may not have so much choice, or that the choices that we're making or actions we're taking mean a lot and have long-term consequences. So, what else? Oh, connection. I wanted to talk to you. Somebody brought up a really good point. I was hurried last week on my presentation. But there is a really interesting and positive effect happening with Mercury in Pisces and Jupiter in Gemini. They are in each other's signs. That's called parivartana, exchange of signs. And it makes each of those planets act as if they are very strong and almost in their own sign. So what that's coming, yes, we have a lot of intensity and a lot of karma and a lot of all of this stuff, but we still have to get through our days. And Mercury and Jupiter can help us get through our days. And with that parivartana happening and Mars so close with Mercury, it's kind of like piggybacking onto Mercury's energy. And Mars also aspects Jupiter from Pisces. So it's kind of like a make it work feeling to me with all of that Mercury, Mars. Like, yes, it's tough, but we're going to be okay. We're going to figure out and learn how to get through this. We can analyze what we're doing. We can strategize and learn new things from what's recently happened. And then translate that immediately into a wise choice, which is the Jupiter energy. So we got to keep moving, even though, things aren't sure. The other thing is I wanted to talk about the nodes, Rahu and Ketu. I've been mentioning that Ketu is moving into Magha. It's already happened. If you're looking at the mean node calculation, this is the true node calculation. And that's just going to be, we're having Rahu and Shad to be Shuk and Ketu and Magha through June 30th. Both of those nakshatras are very intense and karmic, and they happen to be associated with those particular planets themselves. So Rahu is associated with Shatabishak, Ketu is associated with Magha. That just to me seems like a very strong nodal axis position from now through May and June. So do with that what you will. But like all of that combined is making this layered effect this that we're going to feel this week. We've got those nakshatras strong. We've got that Kala Amrita yoga finishing up for the first pulse, and then we've got that triple conjunction of Mercury, Mars, and Saturn, which clears, starts clearing up by Wednesday. So that's the week ahead, what we're looking at. And for now, I'm going to start looking at day by day and give you the keywords for each day. All right, so this is Sunday the 19th. As you can see, the Venus and Moon shift has happened. They're both in Taurus at the beginning of Sunday. The Sun alone on a Sunday in its exalted sign, and this is still Ashwini Nakshatra that the Sun is in all week. So that feeling of like we're galloping forward, whether our saddle is tight enough on the horse or not, is happening. So hold on to the reins. So this is a Kritika moon. It spans between Aries and Taurus. This is a good day for cleaning out things, haircuts, new clothing, and just taking a fiery initiative to something. My words are passionate pressure for Sunday. The pressure part comes a lot from that Saturn conjunction coming up. So passionate pressure on Sunday. We might feel pressured, but try to find some inspiration in that pressure and find your passion for moving forward. Monday, the 20th of April, Rohini moon. So it's moving out of Venus's range, but still in Taurus, which is a really nice place for the moon generally. Good day for purchases, for doing earthwork like gardening, taking care of yourself, beauty routines. This is also Shukla Chaturthi, for those who know. A good day to check in with Ganesh, just for those of you to whom that means something. Keywords for Monday are stable connection. Stable connection. So maybe that's a good day to reach out to your friends or family or people who you want to check in on. Show a little nurturing to them. Tuesday the 21st. This is Mrigashira moon. And this is a good day for finishing touches, like finishing up a little thing, taking care of your property, maybe cleaning up around there. It's also a good day for curiosity and research, digging in deeper to something. Keywords for Tuesday are creative exploration. And again, keep in mind that Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, what we just went over there in Pisces, that's where the whole fray is going on with Saturn and Mercury and Mars. So I feel like it's going to be an intense beginning to the week. A lot of times we don't have control over all of this intensity if we're just looking at the news. So stick to your keywords. You still got to get through your day. All right, Wednesday, the 22nd. This is my pivot day. I think Wednesday is always kind of a pivotal day of the week. The moon is in Ardra, and it's actually starting off the day in Ardra and then moving into Punarvasu, but it's with Jupiter on Wednesday. It's going to move past Jupiter. This is a day for intense effort. Those are the keywords, intense effort. I'm thinking letting go of things that's hard to let go of. Again, keep on with that research and study, and it's a good day for shopping and doing transactions as well. Wednesday, the 22nd. That's Earth Day, isn't it? Go plant a tree. Always a good day for that. 23rd of April, Thursday. So we're starting off the day with Punarvasu and then moving into Pushya. Moon is going to be in Cancer by this point. It's its own sign. It's a waxing moon. Maybe our minds are getting stronger. Our resolve is getting stronger as the week goes. Things are flowing through the straight. And words for today are strategic investment. So Thursday in general, ruled by Jupiter, I feel like is a good day for taking care of finances and doing that kind of thing. We have the Jupiter close to the moon still, and it's good for just fostering something. Maybe replant your seedlings, or just do something caring for yourself or somebody else. It might not be a bad day for beginning a new thing as well. Pushya is a really auspicious nakshatra. It starts at about 3 degrees 20 of Cancer. So Punarvasu spans over between Gemini and Cancer. Okay, Friday is let me advance us. Friday the 24th. So the moon is in Pushya and then into Ashlesha on Friday. Intuitive decision. Ashlesha, I feel like, is very intuitive. This is a good day for balancing your health, trying to stabilize things, transformation, taking business actions, even continuing those study and research hints that I gave you for the last few days. That's Friday, end of the work week. And it might be a good day for just reaching out as well and wrapping things up. I think that Ashlesha is always that way for me. And let's go to Saturday, the 25th, last day of the week. Ashlesha into Magha. So what's going to happen on Saturday is the moon will move out of Cancer and into Leo, which is that Gandanta. Always feels like a hard little moment to get through from one phase to another when the moon is in Ashlesha and then going into Magha. And Ketu's there. So the moon meets up with into the Ketu zone on next Saturday, breaking that Kala Amrita yoga. So Saturday's words are peripheral purge. Peripheral purge. So letting go of all the things, but not forgetting the little things that need to be let go of. Like this could be just like cleaning out the house, getting rid of that thing I don't need, the broken things in your house, you don't need those things. So introspection, release, decluttering, cleansing, doing some emotional work, looking inside, maybe thinking about the deeper roots of what makes you, ancestral karma. That's always a Magha theme. So that's my week ahead for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, I love hearing them and even answering them. Sometimes I give you a good paragraph if you bring up something that I missed, and I don't mind you pointing it out. I appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for continuing to check in for these weeklies. I hope they're helpful for you, and enjoy the intense pressure that hopefully will become more of a flow by the end of the coming week. Thanks again so much for checking in. Take care. Bye.